Welcome back. I'm Captain Xavier. And it's Friday, so that means Q&A and fan mail. Starting with the Q&A. This weather is going to drive me to drink. Gabriel Sokolai asks, for victory or Hammershot in HVZ? Ooh. Usually people ask strong arm or Hammershot. That's a much better question. Depends on whether it's modded or unmodded. The for victory, I think, actually has better range. Stock. The Hammershot obviously has one more round, and with the right upgrades, the Hammershot can have up to twice the ammo capacity. Because you can get the 8-round cylinder, which would definitely make it better than the 4 Victory. One advantage the 4 Victory has is it does come with a holster, which, if you're not running any kind of tactical gear, if you just are just using your regular street clothes, that is certainly an advantage. So, yeah. I want to get another 4 Victory. I have one, but I'd love to have a pair for reasons. Totodial Game says, your opinion on Fire Strife with 2 Master Keys, Fire Strikes with mag holdits on the Firefly. Huh. Let's see if I can figure out what it is. Fire Strife, I assume that is a Firefly Strife integration with 2 Master Key Fire Strikes. That's a neat idea. I'd like to see that. With mag holders in the Firefly. Well, I like the idea. The 2 Fire Strikes, I'd like to see how that works. Frisky Object, would you be willing to do hydro dipping? Yeah, I'd probably learn hydro dipping someday. Tank Sniper, hey Captain X, you are my favorite nerfing YouTuber and I love your content. I am going to make a SWAT shield, but what is the best material to use that is cheap and lightweight? Well, I used sleds, both because they are cheap and lightweight. And the sleds are a softer plastic than most like Nerf guns, so they're not really, you don't really have to pad them unless you actually plan to do shield bashing, which you shouldn't. So that's lovely. Other options are you can just get sheet plastic at most like Home Depots, I assume, and make it out of that. Some people make them out of cardboard. I disapprove of that on reasons of jankiness. I know someone else who's got one that the whole frame is made out of PVC pipe and then he's covered it with a tarp, which works perfectly well and is lightweight and cheap. So, yeah. If nothing else, troll through a hardware store and see what comes up. Barbro Studios. Captain X, please tell me how to make a Retaliator stock longer without cutting it. A Retaliator stock? I don't know about a Retaliator stock. A Recon stock you could do. But the Retaliator stock is all one piece. You could add stuff onto the back end of it, like the back end of a Recon stock, or you could make or find or fabricate some sort of an extension between the back end of the gun and the front of the stock. Basically, a coupler to extend the stock mount. I don't know if anybody has made one of those yet, but there's probably a 3D printed one out there somewhere. You could also, like I said, make your own if you have parts. I mean, if you took the back end of a Recon and the stock mount point on a Recon stock and combined them opposite, you'd then be able to connect it and make a spacer. It's worth a try. Colton means libidinous. What is your opinion on the Magnum and how would you mod it? Well, I only just acquired one from my friend Brett, who sometimes wears a beret, and I haven't done anything with it yet. I hear they're excellent stock. I'm, of course, going to try to put a K26 in it because that's what I do. But other than that, I haven't the foggiest idea. Colton means libidinous again. And also, what is your favorite pole-based weapon, i.e. pikes, spears, great axes, etc.? I like the bill. It is my favorite. They're wicked, they're mean, they've got lots of hooks and points and are great for taking out cavalry and other infantry and shieldmen, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Jeff Wright, would you look into possible ways to build effective, throwable, and reloadable Nerf dart grenades? Yes, I could. Maxinius Night Fury. Hey, Cap. I just got a long shot, and I can't get the front lower two screws to screw out. They are very tightly in the shell. Any tips? Yes. So the best way to get really, well, the way that I generally am able to get tight screws, you need to definitely have a good screwdriver that is a good solid fit, because you don't want it too big or too small or it'll strip out the head. Provide a great deal of pressure directly down onto it, and then try to, rather than just trying to slowly untwist it, jerk it so you can hopefully break loose the seal. And that usually works. As long as you don't strip it out. If you do strip it out, then you're going to have to drill out the screw heads, and that's just unpleasant. Irish Josh Plays asks, hey, Captain X, does the Nerf Curator own a Nerf Atom Blasters Cyclotron? Yes, he does. SH2 the Adow the Gamer. Have you thought about putting a transmitter in the handle of ire and making the receiver run into the shoulder cannon jack? Yes. Actually, the shoulder cannon was originally remote controlled entirely. I just had the remote in my hand and the receiver was in the gun. But I discovered that it was much more reliable to make it a wired connection rather than a wireless connection. The wireless connection is still there, so I can still use the gun as a mine. But when it's on my shoulder, I prefer to use a wired connection because it's more reliable and has better response time. Geeky Willy 02, will you ever upgrade ire with the metal Stampede gears? I might. There really isn't any reason to, because I don't intend to increase the spring anymore, because I like ire with the exact power she currently has. I do want to build a fully insanely upgraded Stampede at some time with the metal gears and a really heavy spring and running on a lipo and all that jazz. But it's kind of low on the priority list. Scarecrow Knight ! I wonder if would it be possible to make a Nerf Negev. I think it wouldn't be that hard to do. I had to look this gun up because I didn't know what it was, and apparently it can take either magazines or use a belt. And that would be the difficult part. You could make a gun that looks like it cosmetically. That wouldn't be difficult at all. But making one that was actually capable of taking either a belt or a magazine would be incredibly complicated. You might be able to do it with a Scorpion, because the Scorpion uses a belt but has a pusher. But I don't think you'd be able to have it feed from underneath like it's supposed to. Maybe if you turn the gun upside down? Yeah, getting both functionality would be extremely difficult and complicated and probably wouldn't work very well. But, of course, it's possible. E. Hellbrand. Where do you source your Demolisher rockets? I get them from Hasbro Refills. I just order them directly from them because it's the easiest. They're $7 for 3, which I don't consider that bad because you tend to get them back if you mark them. So. Zargax24 says, 1. Captain, question for Q&A. Do you like splatter paint jobs? I have quite a knack for them. Not particularly. I've seen some that I thought were really, really beautiful. Not really my thing, but yeah. 2. Also, would you be interested in metal casted parts such as Rapid Fire Tech priming handle, Sentinel priming handle, Predator, plunger rod, and things of that nature? I'm going to make a foundry soon. Also, if any of these interest you, let me know in the next video. Yes. Metal casted parts would be awesome. I can think of a number that I think would be really, really handy. Those ones, as well as any number of other ones. The priming rods, especially for those, for Predator and stuff. So let me know how that works out. 3. If it's not too much to ask, would you do some sort of blaster exchange if any of these things make it your way? Oh, lastly, you the best. I love your videos. Yes, I would happily do a blaster exchange for good metal cast parts, depending on the parts and depending on the blaster. I wouldn't mind having a Night Finder or something really simple, a Fire Strike or something. in my colors, but with a splatter paint job, just because that would be a lovely collection addition to my collection. So yeah, we can talk. Jonathan Dotson. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Wonder if he actually knows the poem. Okay, enough sucking up. I'm a fan of your page and the amount of ingenuity you've worked into ire. I need your help as a lover of all things modular. I'm in the process of completing the first pair of custom rapid reds, but because I have grown man hands instead of little girl hands, I've bumped out the handle with a chunk of recon handle and backstrap, and it came out excellent so far. However, I want to make mine modular, and I'd like your opinion on how to attach a barrel connector. I have 2 recon barrel connectors and a Battle Scout front connector to work with. Let me go find a rapid red. Barrel connector. It looks like it'd be fairly simple to just, I don't know if this is the one you have or if you have something similar, but to Dremel away or cut away all of the extraneous stuff around the barrel itself and just slide it in there and glue it, frankly. I'd cut this so it's flat so you can get it a nice snug fit. The one thing that you're going to run into is, depending on what barrel you're using, not having the little indent for the locking mechanism could be a problem, and it will rotate out. You can just make it a tighter fit by putting some E-tape on here or something, or you might be able to actually make the indent on there, depending on how you do it. So that'd probably be the easy way. Just cut away everything you don't need and shove it in there and glue it. You might have to find some way to connect up the inner barrel to this, but that should be fairly simple. You can use the barrel bits from the stuff you've cut off. Derpa Knight 22. Can you do a guide on how to brass breeches? I'm interested in the concept, but have no idea how to brass breeches. I have done the simple ones where basically you're just putting a brass barrel down into a single shot pistol, and I've got lots of guides on those. If you're doing like just a sleeper breech on a magazine fed gun where all you've done is just put brass into the barrel of the bolts sled, that's the same thing. You just have to cut it to match. If you're talking about full sealed breeches, I haven't actually done one yet, so I can't help you there. I do eventually want to make sealed breeches. I'd like to do a Stampede with a sealed breech because the German sent me that beautiful part that I have yet to use. And I would like to do... I closest sealed breech I've done are things like XBZs, but that's all manual and that's much simpler, whereas doing a sealed breech on a magazine-fed gun, you have to cut out a piece of brass that matches the magazine, and then you've got the piece that slides, and it's all much more complicated, and I haven't done that yet. But it's on my list. And if I ever do it, I will, of course, make a video on it. Logan, is it possible to make a flywheel mag-fed Doominator or an internal mad sling fire? P.S. I don't know where my ideas come from. Yes, with enough epoxy, you can pretty much do anything. I mean, it's a matter of, basically cutting up a Strife or any other whatever flywheel gun you want and putting it into a Doominator shell. Alternatively, and with the internal mag sling fire, yeah, I know people have made like 6-round magazines that are completely hidden. You can't actually see them. They basically look like they're not removable. And then it would just be a matter of cutting the top so that you could feed from the top rather than from the magazine like you do with a mag strike. Or not a mag strike, a Magnus. NATO 15 baseball, what motors do you recommend? Well, it depends on what you're doing. For general upgrades to flywheel blasters, I won't recommend anything past the 130. I know 180s are more powerful, but that's why I don't like them. I think they're too powerful. I think they kind of steer Nerf more and more away from a kid-friendly, family-friendly, having fun game into something more like Airsoft. And if that's what you want, play Airsoft. I like Nerf because it doesn't hurt, because it can be played in a park, because it can be played with kids. And as for which 130s, I really haven't done enough to have a really strong opinion on which 130s are better than the other ones. It depends on what batteries you want to use. If you want to use a 2S, there's ones for 2S. If you want to use a 3S, there's ones for 3S. I've used a lot of Rhinos. I've used the new Artifact motors that Tactical Foam sells, and I've been pleased with both of those. So I want to try the new ones. I can't remember the name of them, but they were recently released and are a little bit cheaper, and I want to try them just so I can say I have. and because they're a little cheaper. Kankage Jack. With how rare ravens are, how about just trying turning a strife into a bullpup? Yeah, that would actually work just fine. You pretty much have to go with a full auto kit at that point, though, which isn't a problem. Because otherwise you're going to have to do a complex trigger linkage, where if you go with the full auto kit, then you can move the trigger switch to wherever you want. So that would probably work a lot easier. A full auto strife bullpup would actually be fairly simple. It'd be a lot simpler than, say, a bullpup retaliator or a bullpup stampede. So, yeah. Good thought. I like that. Gustav. Captain Xavier. I have a question / challenge. Can you think of a way to fix a Spectre stock's flimsiness while still maintaining its folding feature? It's the only stock I own, and I want to use it on my Elite Alpha Trooper CS12. Thank you for your amazing vids. I really love your machete bayonet. Greetings from the Netherlands. Well, hello, Gustav from the Netherlands. Yes, I have actually considered this. I haven't actually gotten around to doing it. Let me go grab one. So, the flimsiness is in the fact that this plastic is not particularly hard, and I've seen a number of ways that people have fixed that. They've simply reinforced this section. Just go add something from here up to here to give it more support, or something from here to here. You can use metal bars. You can also actually take out the screws and take out this plastic section and replace it with, say, aluminum bars bent to be the same shape. I don't know what your tools and or skill sets are. Oh no, that looks like that's all one piece, so that wouldn't work. If I were doing it, some sort of a metal bar or a metal plate across here, screwed in here and here, that would definitely do it, because you'd have multiple points of connection. You could do it with wood, you could do it with plastic, but something, and I would attach it either to the top or to the bottom or to both, just to give it a little bit more rigidity. Other than that, I mean, I like this stock too. I wish it weren't so flimsy, but the flimsiness is in this material, so replace that or augment that in some manner. Lego TD Minecraft Lover. What came first for you, Lego or Nerf? Lego. By far. Some of my earliest memories at all are of Legos. Going way back to when I was, 3 or 4 at the most, I remember having Legos. I didn't really seriously get into Nerf until I was in my late 20s. So, yeah, Lego by a couple of decades. Best Emerald Miner, who is your favorite band? I don't think I have one. There's pretty much a song I like from just about anybody. I've had playlists that ranged from Tchaikovsky to Rob Zombie, or from Mozart to Marilyn Manson. So I have a very broad range of music, and there's really no one band that I really just love all of their stuff. Virgin Alex 44. Do you have a real security company, or is that just a Nerf security company? A real one. It's called MDLM Security Group, based out of Moscow, Idaho, that we founded. We do a lot of our Nerf stuff through it, and a lot of our medieval stuff through it, but we also do security work. Site security, property security, event security, the occasional eviction of the drug-using squatter, which are by far the most dangerous things that we do, honestly. Yeah. And finally, Biohazard 724. Have you talked about your given name ever? It's super unique, and I'd love to know more about it. I don't think I have. So my full name is Chaylo Giovanni Laurino. It's a misspelling of an Italian word, the Italian word being cielo, which is spelled C-I-E-L-O, which roughly translates to sky or heaven. It's the root of ceiling. All of my brothers and sisters, I have lots of brothers, and I have one brother and 5 sisters, and we all have interesting names. They're all in Italian, and they are all hippie flower children, and my parents were huge hippies. And so they gave us all hippie flower children names. They just had the decency to do it in another language, so they just sound interesting and exotic. So Elena Deiani, Ariana Fiore, Chaylo Giovanni. My brother is Elagio Brio, which if you know Italian, literally translates to lively baggage. He kicked a lot in the womb, apparently. Then Diara Rosalie, she has the normal one. Leora Tria, which is golden tree leaves. And Stelina Falante, which is little shooting star. So, hippie names, if they'd given us those names in English. But in Italian, they just sound interesting and exotic. So, yeah, that's my name. I've always liked it because, as you said, it's unique. I never have the problem of somebody comes into a room and goes, Chaylo, and 3 people go, huh? Whereas that happens with John. I know 5 or 6 Johns. I know 6 or 7 Michaels. I'm the only Chaylo I know. There are other Chaylos out there, just not many. So, yeah. On to the fun stuff. Oh, now for the fan mail portion of this fan mail video. Let's take a look at some letters. Good. Dear Mandalore Xavier, hello, my name is Shadow Knight Raven. I am proud to say that I am an avid fan of yours. You can thank Walcom for that. I started watching Walcom's videos and he made a reference to your channel, so I checked out your channel. I instantly loved your Kanateka K26 and can only say keep it up. Now that my greeting is out of the way, I can now say that your mods are awesome. I collect Busby, Boomco, and Nerf, and have recently started collecting Super Soakers. As I was in a Goodwill the other day, I came across a Super Soaker CPS 3200 with its backpack, and I had a thought, what if you could turn the Super Soaker CPS 3200 into a Nerf rival round beast? I suck at modding, but you, Mandalore Xavier, do not. But I'm not even sure if it is even possible. But if anyone could figure out how to do it, it is you. Now that my mod gushing is out of the way, I have a few things to say. I would have to look this blaster up to see if it's even possible. It might be. I don't know if you might be able to just use the backpack as a hopper. If it's meant for water, it's probably relatively airtight, which is what you need for a rival hopper. It would kind of depend on how the feed mechanism works, but that's not a bad idea. First of all, I would like to say hello to a fellow Saber fan. This is my own term for Star Wars fans, much like the term Trekkie is for Star Trek fans. I've always heard it as Warsies, Trekkies and Warsies, but I think Saber has a better sound to it. Warsies sounds like a skin condition. My first question is, what if you was a Mandalorian Jedi? What kind of lightsaber would you use? I assume it's possible for Mandalorians to be Force sensitive. I don't know. I've not read every last bit of Star Wars lore, so I can't say if that ever came up. That would be interesting. What kind of lightsaber would you use? Would it be a double blade, single blade? Would you do a cross guard hilt? Definitely not a double blade because it's really an inefficient design when you get right down to it. Dual wielding 2 sabers is much more versatile than a double-edged one, though if you're good enough with it, obviously it works. But cross guards are something I'm a huge fan of them, but making one for a lightsaber is difficult. There's a huge amount of debate, obviously, on whether Kylo Ren's crossguards would actually be useful, or if he actually attempted to catch a blade in the crossguard, if it would just cut through and break things. I don't know. It's obviously not real, so it's hard to really say. I would assume it has a purpose and that it's capable, and that is something I would definitely like, because the sword styles that I personally use heavily rely on the crossguard for many maneuvers. What color blade? Orange. Just because I like orange. Would you be Sith Jedi or Gray? Probably Gray, honestly. I'm very much of the opinion that the Sith and the Jedi are just opposite sides of the same coin. They're both fanatics. They're both missing out on important aspects. They've both fanaticized. And that's not good. I adhere to the philosophy that the balance in the Force that was being referred to was getting rid of the whole concept of dark and light, as opposed to, the Force is natural and is a force of nature, and really isn't good or evil. It's how you use it, and the same is true for emotions and all that. I have a feeling this may come up in the upcoming Star Wars movies. I'm looking forward to that. What lightsaber form would you use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7? I have not memorized the different forms as to what style they are. Personally, I guess my general combat style is actually more defensive, but I can be very offensive when necessary. Definitely not the acrobatic one because I've got bad knees. I use mine a few times. I haven't really got to seriously duel with it. At the war, I got some kills, but it was never a whole lot of sword on sword. I think I got a little bit in, but I wasn't fighting anybody who really knew any longsword either. But I designed mine to have the same dimensions as a German longsword so that I could use the German longsword techniques that I know. But like I said, many of them are crossguard heavy, so it kind of limits what you can do with it. Would you wear standard Mandalorian armor or wear custom armor to fit your lightsaber form? Well, as far as I know, most Mandalorian armor was fairly customized, especially the older stuff. It was all very, very unique. It's only in the later that they kind of standardized to what you see Jango and Boba and the ones in the cartoons wear. It would probably need to be customized if you're going to be using a lightsaber with it. I'm not sure exactly what differences you would have, but I would definitely employ a style that was augmented by all of the nifty toys in the Mandalorian armors. When they're not expecting it, you get into that close guard where you're both up close and then you hit him in the face with your flamethrower, because a fight's a fight. And if you took an apprentice, would that apprentice be Walcom? No, Walcom's well beyond the point of being somebody's apprentice. Or would you pull the Han Solo and put a hole in his chest like he did to Greedo? No, I would not shoot Walcom. Walcom is entirely too cool. Walcom is a swordsman in his own right. He does not need to apprentice to me. Anywho, this is Shadow Knight Raven ending transmission. Remember, Alit Orshia Taldin. Mandalorian for family is more than bloodline. And I very much agree with that philosophy. Relatives are blood. Family is choice. And may the Force be with you, and also with you. Shadow Knight Raven. That is really cool. That was a lot of fun. That was more Q&A, and I like it. I like that kind of fan mail. Good stuff. I'd never really considered a Mandalorian Jedi. I think that's a neat idea. I do want to make Mandalorian armor, and I would probably carry my lightsaber just to be contrary about it. Alright, let's take a look at the next letter. Gavin W. Dear Chaylo, can you make a Nerf blaster with 3 pairs of flywheels, full auto? Also, what is your favorite Springer, Stringer, electric, and air-powered blasters? And who is your best friend? Keep making videos, Gavin W. I doubt I will ever do one with 3 pairs. Somebody mentioned making a barrel attachment afterburner, and I like that idea, just cutting off the front of a Strife and adding a barrel mount to it and then having its own contained batteries and rev switch. I think that would be a really neat idea. It would allow you to turn any gun with a barrel mount into to having an afterburner, so I like that idea, but I doubt I would ever do 3 just because I feel that's excessive. Full auto would be fun, though. What is your favorite Springer? I honestly, it's a cross-up between the Stampede and the Alpha Trooper, honestly. Stringer, probably the Crossbolt. I don't think I've ever used one. I've seen a few used, and they worked out fairly well, but, yeah. Electric, still the Stampede. The Strife is high on the list for electric, too, just because of how versatile it is. And air-powered blasters. Probably the Titan, just because I do so many wonderful and terrible things with it. The XBZ is also really nice because it's cheaper, still available in stores, and easier to integrate in many ways. And who is your best friend? That would be a toss-up between my friend Devin and my friend Joseph. I've known them almost the same amount of time, which is since we were in 4th and 5th grade. And I still am good friends with them and stay in touch. So, yeah. And I do plan to keep making videos. So, thank you for the letter. More lovely Q&A. All right. Packages. Let's start with the little one. Dear Captain Xavier, I have made a 3-shot adapter for a Nerf rival Apollo. I hope you like it. Please make a video of you testing it. Oh, heck yeah. needs some cleaning. Was it broken in shipping? No, it looks like it came that way. That is a really, really cool idea. Yes, I'll definitely give that a try. I might clean it up a little bit though, just to knock off a little bit of the jank. I might replace this whole end with a sledge fire shell just because they have a little bit better seal than this. But that is a real. I had never thought to convert an Apollo to a shotgun, but those things have so much power. I like it. I'm gonna try that. Thank you for that, Michael. That is cool. All right, package. Where do you get Ninja Turtle duct tape? Aha! I'm in. Ammo and Legos. Sweet. Sweet. What do we got here? Dear Chaylo, hope all is well with you. My thinking is if I keep sending these in, I will trick you into a Lego Friday segment. So enjoy. Found you some Z-head darts as well in your colors. Fabulous. Awesome. Send me an email with all of your names because I have plans for you, but in all of your letters, the names have been difficult to read. So send me an email with your names and your address, and I'm going to show my appreciation to you because you are, in fact, awesome. All right, Legos. No. Ammo. Z-head darts. Sweet. I don't think I had any Z-head darts. All right, let's see what they got me. Oh, is it the elf? Maybe it's the elf. Oh, it's better. It is the Highwayman. Oh, stand and deliver your lupins or your life. Tom is more, riding through the woods. Any of you get that, you are awesome. Fabulous. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh. Oh, this was a good series. It could be all sorts of good things. There's a couple I would love for it to be. Yes! Ah! The Minotaur! Sweet. I happen to have a dungeon to put him in. Awesome. Fantastic! I need to do more Lego videos. I keep saying I'm going to, and then I haven't. I'm a sham. I'm sorry. I will try to do one this weekend. A couple of people have asked for them, so I'll hopefully finally do an overview of my castle, all the deep down nitty gritty of it, and put the Minotaur where he belongs and hide this guy. This guy's more fits with my pirate stuff, which is cool. I like his outfit. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. As always, email me, names, address, because I always tape over it and then it gets destroyed. All right, darts. Never have too much ammo. Those are really cool, the Z-head ones. I don't know how well they'd work in a flywheel, but I've heard they work well in springers, so yes. Super cool. Awesome. All right, I have a package here from Deutschland, because I have fans in Germany, which is fantastic, and they always send me the coolest stuff. So let's see what I've been sent. They also don't fiddle about with packaging. Of course, you wouldn't want a package falling apart halfway here from Germany. Hey, Chaylo, greetings from Germany. I hope you have fun with the double strike lever and trigger. This package should contain a little box with double strike Erzherbel aluminum on it, some distance pieces for the lever and trigger. You won't need all of them, and some expanded pet bottle parts to mod your DS. Regards. Ooh. Sweet. I don't know what these are for, but they're super cool and they're going in my loadout somehow. And this, I believe, is in fact a replacement metal hammer for a double strike, which I carry a double strike on my loadout. And I have the metal for a Hammershot that a local gave me that I need to remember where on earth I put it and to get it into one of my Hammershots. Probably the 8-round one to go in my loadout. And then this to go in my loadout. That is just awesome. Those are gorgeous. I need to get that 3D printed thing that Qualcomm made and put myself together a real nice double strike and Hammershot combination. So thank you so much. Like I said, I get the best stuff from Germany. They send me so many cool things. That is awesome. All right. So look forward to a double strike upgrade video in the near future. I even know which gun I'm going to use because I got my hands on one. All right. Final packages. We've got some big ones. What do we got here? Oof. One of one. Open this side. All right. Well, we have lightsabers. Ooh. I like that one. And we have... He sent me a Reuben. There's the note. I'm reading the note. I need to know what's going on. Dear Captain Xavier, round 2 of packages. Getting to see a blaster I sent you, the Havoc, in an episode of K26 was immensely enjoyable. And I will get that back to you, I swear. As of the writing of this, I am still looking forward to seeing the Sharpshooter 2. Ha! I beat you to it. And the vintage episode of K26. Within these 2 packages, I have sent the Red Retaliator with stock. Red Retaliator? With stock and a Raven with Firefly Tech magazine, as we discussed, in exchange for your help in locating me a dart tag night finder and holding on to the gray and yellow night finder for me. The Raven and magazine need some love and care, and you are the best person I could think of to take care of it. I look forward to seeing what you do with it. Also enclosed are 2 electronic lightsabers and the blaster I made for Seamstress at Arms. I hope the paint job is satisfactory. I removed dart pegs and air restrictors and added brass sleeves to each barrel to improve dart fit. I did a simple nut mod to increase the spring power, as I don't have a chronograph. I was wondering if you could do the chrono test for me in comparison with the stock Sweet Revenge. I also would appreciate the feedback if you are willing to do a review analysis of my work and paint on it. I am starting to get more into modding and getting things in order to begin accepting commissions and such, so I would love to see and have your opinion, criticism, and advice to better improve my work. I did wish to add detail painting on the blaster for her, but as I am currently coping/fighting with carpal tunnel syndrome in both my hands, wrists, the process of detailing work is both painful and slightly uneven. As I recalled, you liked to tinker and make jewelry. I have sent you some special stones from here in Arizona. The bay inside the Vulcan battery tray contains Apache tears. They are found both by myself and my grandfather, all natural over the years. I hold them up to the light and experience the magic they contain. I hope they will go to better use than collecting dust on my bookshelf. If you ever need more, I will happily go to rockhounding to procure them. Sincerely, Hunter Johnson. You, sir. P.S. I am wondering if you would be interested in doing a mod exchange on occasion. I am only confident with Springers currently, but I'm willing to push myself in the near future. Currently doing my first Strife Rewire right now. If you are, I am willing to pay shipping both ways, if that would help. P.P.S. I have a crazy idea and was wondering if you and Qualcomm would be interested. I want to ship a blaster around to my YouTube Nerfers I follow and have them sign it at the least. I would pay shipping each way as it is what I can afford currently. Of course, I would love if they could all do something different to either modify it or paint it. I extend this offer to you first as you are one of the nicer Nerfers I watch, and I have yet to hate or question any of your stuff. Tell Qualcomm I don't hate any of his stuff. I just don't quite love some of it. Thank you. I think that's a fantastic idea. Send me something and I will definitely, I will hold on to it until we have a mod party here, because my mod parties have Qualcomm, Brett, Out of Darts, myself, the Nerf Curator,
We've got some big names around here. It's actually getting really cool to Nerf in this area with all of the talent and so many of the awesome players we have with Olympic Foam Society and some of the other groups. They're just great guys to Nerf with. So yes, send us something and we will do awesome things to it. And yes, mod exchanges. I do enjoy them. I also generally stick to smaller springers just because I don't have time to do huge projects, but I can definitely do, you know, night finders or hammershots or, you know, smaller springers that you can just, you know, put your own personal flair on and customize for the other person. So that is awesome. Okay, now I feel just entirely overwhelmed. This is fantastic. Yeah, it needs a little work too. The last one I had a sticky rev trigger as well. They get gunk in them. You just gotta open them up and clean them out. Sweet! I went from having no ravens to having more ravens than I know what to do with because you guys are awesome. Alright, what do we have in here? We have what looks like a Vulcan battery tray, which apparently contains semi-precious stones. Good Lord, you didn't skimp on them either, did you? Oh, wow. That is... They look like they're just black until you hold them up to a light, and then they are iridescent. Those are gorgeous. Yes, I can do things with these. I used to live in Idaho, which is, as some people may know, the gem state. I mean, they're known for their potatoes, but they also have an enormous amount of precious and semi-precious stones, and I went garnet mining. I have several pounds of Idaho star garnet that I use to make jewelry with, and I can use these in the same way. Hopefully this stuff isn't quite as hard as star garnet. Star garnets are right below diamonds on the hardness scale, which makes them a pain to try to put holes through to set into things, but hopefully these aren't like that and drill a little bit easier. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you so much. All right, next package, which is also from him. So, yeah, that's right. There's more. Because I haven't felt like enough of a schmuck. We've got something in a bag. Seamstress at Arms. This is the one for her. Ooh. That is very pretty. It's kind of similar to the hammered brass that she has on the slide of Hildir, but it's a metal slightly hammered finish. That is gorgeous. And the brass cylinders, yeah. She does not currently, I think she has... No, I don't think she has a dedicated sidearm, and I now have holsters that this will fit, so yeah! I am sure she will love this. I will let her know that this exists and show it to her the next time she sees it. You see this, Sarah Jo? He made you a gorgeous, gorgeous pistol. That is beautiful. Love the brass work. Yeah. You're trying to fully brass one of these, it generally, you end up with too tight a seal. But just brassing the tips gives you a better seal, but avoids the too tight. That is beautiful. Gorgeous work, sir. I like that you didn't try to paint the parts that are just going to get scraped off anyway. Very nice. Very, very... Yeah, there's more. It never ends. Oh, the Firefly magazine. Very cool. I've got a couple of these, but you can never have too many. Gotta love Goodwill. So this looks to be part of a lightsaber. Interesting. I'm intrigued. And this appears to be... Huh. I have never so much as... never seen this thing before. It's a single shot pistol, pulls out, so it's direct plunger, but reversed, and then it's got an elevation on the barrel. Neat. 1997. Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Huh. Well, that is just entirely nifty looking. That is really cool. Thank you. It never ends. Oh my god. You spoil me, sir. Ooh. Nice. Excellent condition. And the stock. Now I just need the barrel. Though I could just as easily make a black barrel that would actually look pretty good. Or I could put my grenade launcher barrel on this. I've got a demolisher launcher attached to a recon barrel that I've painted orange. So it'll pretty much go with anything, because you can always have an orange barrel, no matter what the color of the gun is, because orange is the universal Nerf accent. So, good lord, sir. Good lord, you spoil me. I am spoiled. Yes, I still have that gray night finder around here somewhere, and now that I have your address, hopefully at least it survived one of these boxes. Yes, I have your address. I will mail that to you, sir, because good lord, this is awesome. This is going to be an episode of K26. There ain't no doubt about that. I have just the base. I didn't have the stock, so having more of the set is awesome. I want to turn one of these into a Retalicon, put the Retaliator internals, or try to find an old Recon kit, one of the two. Maybe I'll do one with one and one with the other, and then I can compare the two. But the stock, it's just in such beautiful condition, too. Smooth action and everything. Ah. Seamstress at Arms is going to love that, and I will eventually get this cleaned up, the poor thing. Yeah. Gonna have some fun. And I will definitely be making some jewelry out of these. I don't know exactly what I will do. Probably start simple, make some earrings or a necklace. So if you have anybody in your life who might like a necklace or earrings or a bracelet or something made out of these, let me know and I will make you one and send it to you, sir, because you, Hunter, are awesome. All right then. Now that I feel horribly, horribly spoiled and just so loved and happy, I'm gonna get out of the heat and get something to drink before I melt. If you have Q&A for next week, put it in the comment section of this video and I will try to get to them. If I didn't get to yours this time, put it in there again. I probably just ran out of room because I do 2 pages worth at a time, so ask again and I'll try to get them fit in. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, just want to call me the lucky schmuck that I am, you go right ahead in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.